a lot of queens out here without kingdoms, and that's baffling to me. Because I could show you a bunch of kings without kingdoms, and you know what they call them? Jokers. NANI? Dynamite! Dynamite! Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? It's the Identity Booth. My name's Heero. You can like, you can share, but right now all we need is for people to sub. Like, that's what's really going to help a brother out. Sub, we trying to get to 2, but we trying to get to 550. 550 by next week. That's the plan. 6 more subs. So, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, so it's February 15th. It's the day after Valentine's Day. And I saw so many great photos, great pictures, people having a great time and stuff like that. And I was really feeling the vibe of Valentine's Day this past Valentine's, because I got to experience a lot of things, but moreover, I think I got to experience like the difference, like the thing that puts people who are just like dating, talking, and there, right? They're there. That's what put people at the next level. So I was really just interested to see and hear more about those things. But Keisha told me I gotta wrap this up. Oh, the verses I need to pick a different day to be doing my stuff. If the verses is happening right now, I'm in trouble. Maybe I'll live stream the verses. Can I do that? I don't know if I can do that, because I feel like all that music is protected. But I'll make this quick. But I just want to talk to people, like people who are in relationships. There are things in relationships that I notice that people are missing. And if you are doing these things, or if you can do these things or stop doing them, depending on the situation you're in, it might help you out. And this is something that baffles me. The power of thank you. This isn't even from a relationship standpoint. This should be a well-known human thing to do. If I do something for you, the bare minimum is to say thank you, if you truly appreciate it, because that is a sign of gratitude to communicate it. Because everything isn't an eye for an eye. Just because I went out and bought you dinner today doesn't mean I expect you to buy me dinner. Like I said, I'm the last woman to ever buy me dinner is married. Happily. Cam was at her wedding. Lovely event. The thing that's baffling to me is that this is something that isn't readily shown during courtship, right? Because someone is trying to court you, you're just assuming that everything he's doing for you is readily known or readily supposed to happen. You don't need to acknowledge it because it's supposed to happen. That's an ass backwards way of thinking. And it draws me back to a time when I was dating, and I would plan things out, and I would put good amount of time into practicing or getting good at the art of dating. And to see other people don't use dating as a skill. Dating is a skill, and you have to get good at it. You have to practice. You have to take the good with the bad. You have to learn how to maneuver situations by practicing. So there was things that just readily I look for that are red flags, like how appreciative and how grateful someone is that I'm providing a service to you. I'm not providing for you because I'm well aware that you could probably buy your own meal. I'm well aware that you could plan your own dinner date. But you're thanking me for the thought of doing it for you. Because I don't feel like spending even upwards of $2,000 on a person you are courting is overkill. Like, if that's the person you think is going to win, it's an investment. And peace is priceless, motherfucker. That's the only P we pay for out in this hole. Pushing peace. Don't let it get weird, right? But saying thank you will take you a long way. And I don't know if this is something that people know, but ladies, on Valentine's Day, I think you should get him a card. I think you shouldn't come empty-handed. Now, if you're gonna pay him with that, if you're gonna pay him with that thing, you're gonna put that thing on his face. Okay, hey, that's what. But if you put that thing on his face 2 days ago, and you didn't put that thing on his face reverse style, you ain't even do no new tricks. So you come on now, do a trick. If you're gonna be dropping it like it's hot, at least drop it to the flow. Let them know. Because I don't think sex is a substitute for gratitude. That's prostitution in some situations. Am I opposed to dropping? No, put it on me. I love the way you taste. I'm hungry. But that can't be your go-to weapon. It would be so much more acceptable if the card, at least the card, a trinket, something to let them know you put thought into this person. Because Valentine's Day is for women. I'll give them that. But if the man goes above and beyond, how did you thank him? How did you let him know he did a good job? Especially if there's no trinket. I think a letter, it doesn't even have to buy a card. And I'll challenge this because I was at, when I was buying my Valentine's Day card this year, there are no cards for the boys, for the males. There was like a small four cards, husband, family friend, a friend or coworker. Those were the four. So it was like super like trill for me to see that. Like maybe this is something we need to talk about. But I think you guys should, the bare man, you got to get him a card. If he planned an event and all this good stuff for you and get him that, I just think like, man, that would make the difference. Keisha out here, so I'm like, you let him stay tonight, yay. Yeah. And I think I'm not complaining. Put it on me. But there has to be. But if you put it on me 2 days ago, how'd you put it on me this week? Did you switch it up a little bit? Did you try out that new trick? I know Keisha's flexible. She works out. Another thing that you're probably not doing, and this is coming from the male perspective, you're probably not noticing him. In a world where he is constantly focused on you, and I think affirmation is super important, to reaffirm black women is like a must because their beauty standards are constantly being stolen from them and used to attribute beauty to other women and other races without ever acknowledging the source of it. So I think acknowledging black women is super important. But I think a lot of black women forget that men like to be acknowledged too. Men don't, and a lot of people say like men don't really care much about their looks because we've never been trained to be complimented on our looks. I get complimented for being big, strong, and effective, never for being attractive. That's something that was very rare for me. It was like I see it every now and again. And in fact, there was a girl I used to date who made a present to like always mention how handsome she is. She loved my nose. That was her thing. She loved my nose. She loved the way my face was. And those compliments always sat with me. I remember today, and I think I remember her because she was one of the first women to ever compliment my looks. So it also takes me back to a scenario where I was sitting in an outfit that I felt comfortable in, but I was dressed up to the nines, and I did feel a little uncomfortable because at that current time, I was really trimmed down. I had lost a lot of weight, so the outfit felt kind of big on me. So I was a little self-conscious about it. But the thing that was crazy was that even with me expressing this insecurity to the person I was talking to at the point, they never once reaffirmed me. They never said, "Oh, you look nice. Don't worry, it fits you well." Even if it was just to make me feel better, it never came out. So it was to my disbelief when I was exiting, when an elevator full of people, about 6 people, were leaving the elevator, and a woman stopped to compliment me. And not only just compliment me, but to really gas my ass up. Like, She was asking about my outfit. She instinctively knew that this was a custom made outfit because of where it was from. She loved my shoes, and the husband got in on it, and it was an older couple. But it was something about that moment that just made me realize that that person that I was talking to at the time didn't even acknowledge me. But it took perfect strangers coming off an elevator and them just catching a glimpse of me to say, "Hey, you doing a damn thing." So acknowledge your partner. And this goes both ways, but I think more so for women, acknowledging men. If there's something that you find appealing or attractive about your significant other, you should be talking about that. And talk about it in a sense that, because I think women have this motherly, gently touch. Sometimes I don't know if they expect like just men not to care about it. But I think we do, because everyone wants to feel wanted at the end of the day. That's what it's all about, right? Everyone wants to feel like they are a part of something, that they are meaningful. So like there's no aspect of my life where it doesn't make sense that I come home and I'm not excited to talk or see my significant other. Like I go to work dreading it because I have to leave my significant other. I work from home now, so I don't even have to do that shit. It's great. Come. I think we have to get real good at changing the narrative about what it means to date and how to be a good partner. Because, and I'll say this before, and I'll say this again, that online dating shit lets a lot of people hide. It lets a lot of people hide. A lot of people who don't have great social skills hide. It lets a lot of people who are suffering from trauma and need to go to therapy. Absolutely need to go to therapy. But are trying to heal vicariously through other people. So like you'll run into people who want to use you as a means of rebounding because they got treated bad in another relationship without understanding how that happened the first time. It is a big part of dating is learning these things, but furthermore being attentive to it. And then the last thing I just want to throw out here, ladies, and this is strictly for the ladies. The first two could be about a man or a woman, but this one's specifically for the ladies. Ladies, let that man be a man. I'm going to say that shit one more time. Let that man be a man. Understand, let that man be a man. Just from a biological stance, we have been trained to survive together, most importantly. So when a man does something for your own safety and you push back on that, it looks like you don't care about your personal safety, which also then makes it seem like I can't trust you. The story goes, a while back, this shit happened, and to this day, it's still bothering me. And shout out to Ayla, clap it up for Ayla. Ayla gave me a piece of information about this because I was the first person to do this to her. But the situation goes, we walked into a restaurant. Obviously, I scanned the area. It's my job as a man to scan the area and make sure it's one, safe, two, assess the room. If something happened, if anything happened, what would be the exit strategy for us? So I find a place for us to sit down, and there's a morale. There's like this cute like wall picture thing. And the person I'm dating wants to sit there, but it would have their back to the wall and have my back to the emergency exit. And I told her, without the gentleman thing there to do is to guide the woman to her seat and then present the seat, pull it out, and tell her to have a seat there, which is what I did. But she was so fixated on what a picture would look like or how nice that picture would look that she didn't even acknowledge my chivalry. So that was like one strike for me in my mind. But then two, I said, please have a seat here. I think this would be better. To which she said, no, I think I really want to sit here. To which I then insisted, please have a seat. And at this point, I'm now standing up while everyone is sitting down, and I'm sitting, and she's sitting, and I'm telling her to basically get back up and sit here. And she begrudgingly does it, but it was the fact that it didn't register that is a survival technique. And then even making a passive comment, I'm more aware than you. You weren't aware enough to know what I was doing. So what are you talking about here? And it was sad to see, because I'm dating a black girl, and across from us is a black woman dating a white guy, and the white guy's back is to the door. And I felt like after they saw that situation play out, he felt some type of way, like, damn, maybe I should have done that, because I then broke it down to her. And to the Ayla's point, saying that that's probably not something anyone has ever explained to her. I get that, but that's why it's important, if you trust a man, to just let that man be a man. Let that man protect you, guide you, serve you. Because at the end of the day, there's not too much a woman can do except for push that P. Bring us that peace. That's the only P that I ever want. Come to your man healed. Don't go to him looking to one up. Right? Like, if he's... I don't have the money my brothers have. I'm never going to have the money he has unless this YouTube shit takes off, and then I can force him to be my agent. But I do take comfort in knowing I have a family around me and a group of support system where if I ask for $20,000, I could harbor that in an hour. But I like to know that, I like to think that I take care of the people who make me happy. So it's baffling to me when I see that women try and get into situations where they can be taken care of without ever proving that they know how to be treated. You've never been treated well. So when you get treated well and the expectations of you are required for that level of treatment don't meet up, you seem confused. Like, oh, I thought I should just get this because I'm a princess. No. Even royalty have to run their kingdom. And there are consequences for running those kingdoms. Let's be clear about something. Men are very dangerous. The best of us have the ability to kill. We have the capacity to do dangerous things. So anytime you leave yourself vulnerable to a man, you put yourself at that risk. But you should only be doing that with people you trust. You shouldn't be going to any place where you guys are privately apart if you don't trust that person. Protect yourself. Because when you leave yourself vulnerable to a man, that lets them feel like you are open to you being vulnerable to them. So when they have conversation with you that seems a little bit more erotic, it seems a little pushy, well, that's the version of intimacy that most men are equipped with. Men are very simple. Sex, food, peace. I mean, that's it. I wish it could say it was different. Now, for a select few, they have an inclined communication, partnership. Yeah, of course. But the bare minimum, basic, that's how you get us. That's how you get us. So don't be baffled when the way you got me was swiping right because I looked like I could provide things for you and you look like you could provide things for me at the basic level. Go heal yourself. Go be prepared to be treated like a queen who has a kingdom. A lot of queens out here without kingdoms, and that's baffling to me. Because I could show you a bunch of kings without kingdoms, and you know what they call them? Jokers. With great responsibility comes great power, right? That's the Spider-Man shit. What's the heavy is the head? Where's the crown? But that's just me talking on these things. I want to get these things out there. I think it was important to bring these out because, like I said, I saw a lot of relationships yesterday and throughout Valentine's Day weekend. And I just saw these things developing. And me and the partner I was talking with, we were talking about these things as we saw them play out. Me and her like to people watch. It's one of our pastimes. So when we were out for Valentine's Day, that's what we did. And it was just really cool to see like the first couples, the veteran couples, the in transition couples. It was really cool to see. So I'm interested to know what you guys think. What are some advice and tips and things like that you guys would like to see for either male or female? Let me know in the comment section below. Clap it.